In Wichita, Kansas, a shadow fell. A shadow cast not by a stranger, but by a neighbor, a husband, a father, Dennis Rader. In the heart of America's Midwest, where trust and community ran deep, no one could have imagined the darkness lurking just beneath the surface. He called himself BTK, bind, torture, kill, a name that would haunt Wichita for decades, echoing through the city's quiet streets and shattering its sense of safety. Between 1974 and 1991, Rader committed at least 10 brutal murders, stalking his victims with chilling patience, and then returning to his seemingly normal life as if nothing had happened. He was a family man, a churchgoer, a Cub Scout leader. His mask of normalcy was flawless, fooling even those closest to him. He attended community events, led prayers, and played the role of a devoted father. The horror wasn't just in the crimes, but in the man who committed them. The ordinary face hiding extraordinary evil, a predator disguised as a pillar of the community. For 30 years, Rader lived undetected, blending into Park City as a strict but unremarkable neighbor, his secret life hidden behind a carefully constructed facade. No one suspected the dark compulsions beneath his rule-obsessed exterior, nor the chilling double life he led after dark. Then, in 2004, BTK resurfaced, sending taunting letters to the media and police, craving the spotlight once more and reigniting old fears in a city that thought it was safe. This final act of arrogance would lead to his downfall, as investigators closed in and the truth began to unravel. The shadow that had haunted Wichita was about to be exposed, revealing the monster behind the mask and ending decades of fear and uncertainty. This is the story of BTK, a chilling lesson in the duality of human nature, and a reminder that evil can sometimes wear the most ordinary face. Dennis Rader's greatest disguise was his ordinary life in Park City, Kansas. To neighbors and co-workers, he was just another face in the crowd, blending seamlessly into the rhythms of small-town America. He worked for ADT, then as a city compliance officer, enforcing rules with a zeal that annoyed neighbors but never raised alarms. His attention to detail and insistence on order made him seem reliable, if a bit overbearing. He was active in civic life, a Cub Scout leader teaching trust and honor, all while hiding his violent secrets. Parents trusted him with their children, never suspecting the darkness he concealed. Rader's public persona was calculated. He embedded himself in the community, making himself invisible by being everywhere. He volunteered, attended meetings, and always seemed eager to help. He was married, had 2 children, and lived in a modest home. To outsiders, his life looked picture-perfect, the embodiment of suburban stability. People saw him mowing his lawn, attending church, and participating in local events. He was a familiar face at Sunday services and community picnics, always present, always polite. His rigidity and love of rules were seen as quirks, not red flags. Friends and neighbors simply thought he was particular, never imagining anything sinister. No one connected the petty bureaucrat with the terror of BTK. The idea that someone so ordinary could be so monstrous was unthinkable. By living so openly, he exploited society's belief that monsters are outsiders. He understood that people rarely look for evil in the familiar. Rader hid in plain sight, wrapped in the cloak of normalcy. His unremarkable appearance was his greatest weapon. For 3 decades, this was his perfect camouflage. He watched, waited, and continued his double life, undetected. The community never saw the predator among them, never realizing that true danger can sometimes look just like a neighbor. At home, Dennis Rader played the role of devoted husband and father. He married Paula, raised 2 children, and maintained the image of a typical Midwestern family. Behind closed doors, he enforced strict rules, but nothing seemed amiss, just a stern father. Family vacations, school events, and dinners masked the darkness lurking within their home. Hidden away were trophies from his crimes, sketches, photos, and stolen items, kept secret from his unsuspecting family. Rader's ability to compartmentalize was chilling. He could commit murder, then return home as if nothing happened. His daughter, Carrie, remembered a present, caring father, never suspecting the truth. The family's greatest tragedy was the betrayal. The man they loved was a monster. Rader's domestic life wasn't just a cover. It was essential to his double existence. Rader's role in Christ Lutheran Church was his armor. He rose to president of the church council, earning trust and respect as a spiritual leader. He led meetings, organized events, and prayed with the congregation. His piety never questioned. The hypocrisy was staggering. The man preaching faith was hiding unspeakable evil. His church position gave him authority and reinforced his sense of superiority. No one suspected the council president was BTK. For the congregation, the truth was a devastating betrayal, a reminder that evil can wear the most pious mask. Rader's need for control and validation found its perfect outlet in the church. In 1991, Rader became Park City's compliance officer, a job that gave him power and access. He enforced city codes with zeal, driving through neighborhoods, observing homes, and citing minor infractions. This authority let him scout for victims without suspicion. His city vehicle was a perfect cover. Residents saw him as overzealous, not dangerous. His obsession with control in public mirrored his private crimes. Rader's job put him close to law enforcement, fueling his belief that he was untouchable. His uniform wasn't just a disguise. It was a tool for predation. Rader's secret was his ability to compartmentalize. Family man, church leader, compliance officer, and killer, each kept separate. He left little evidence, taunted police with cryptic letters, and controlled the narrative from the shadows. At home, he hid trophies in locked compartments, his family oblivious to the horror nearby. His deception was so complete that even those closest to him never suspected. Rader exploited society's trust, knowing that normalcy made him invisible. We project decency onto those around us, never imagining the monster could be the man next door. His greatest trick was hiding in plain sight, performing normalcy so well that no one looked deeper. The true terror was not in the shadows, but in the bright light of day. Rader's banality was his best disguise. The monster was always among them. After 13 years of chilling silence, the BTK Killer suddenly resurfaced in 2004, reigniting fear in Wichita. He began sending taunting letters and disturbing evidence to the media, just as he had decades before, reminding everyone that he was still out there. His ego demanded attention, and he craved the spotlight once more. BTK started a new, twisted game with detectives, relishing the cat-and-mouse chase and the terror he could still inspire. Rader, always seeking control, asked police if a floppy disk could be traced back to him. The detectives, seizing the opportunity, lied and assured him it was completely safe to use. Trusting their word, he sent a purple floppy disk to a local TV station, confident in his cleverness and anonymity. Investigators quickly uncovered a deleted file on the disk, which revealed the name Dennis and a connection to Christ Lutheran Church, an unexpected but crucial breakthrough. Cross-referencing church records and surveillance, detectives zeroed in on Dennis Rader, the church council president, who drove a vehicle matching one seen near a previous package drop. Investigators obtained DNA from his daughter's medical records, and the results were undeniable. A perfect match to DNA from a BTK crime scene. The evidence was irrefutable and damning. On February 25, 2005, police moved in and arrested Rader as he drove home for lunch, ending his decades-long reign of terror. After 31 years of fear and mystery. The shadow haunting Wichita finally had a name and a face. The seemingly ordinary man next door was unmasked as Wichita's most notorious and elusive killer. The city's nightmare was finally over, and a sense of relief swept through the community. In the end, it was BTK's arrogance and his need for recognition that led to his capture and the end of his reign. News of Rader's arrest stunned Wichita. No one could believe the family man, church leader, and city official was BTK. Disbelief turned to horror as Rader calmly confessed, detailing his crimes with chilling detachment. In court, he corrected the judge on murder details, recounting his acts with pride. Victims' families listened in agony as he described their loved ones' final moments. For the public, it was a terrifying look into a psychopath's mind. For his family, it was the shattering of their world. The man they loved was a monster. His wife filed for divorce immediately. The family he used as cover was destroyed. The community was left to grapple with betrayal and fear. Rader's capture brought answers, but no closure. Only a legacy of pain. Victims' families faced renewed grief, forced to relive the horror in public. Rader's own family became collateral damage, their lives shattered by his secret. His daughter, Carrie, eventually spoke out, advocating for families of killers, victims in their own right. Park City and Christ Lutheran Church struggled to heal, trust forever fractured. The Rader home was demolished, but the scars remain. The story of BTK endures as a warning. Evil can hide behind the most ordinary face.